Today's episode is sponsored by the 2023 Rhode Island Business Summit, presented by Stella Business Concepts on September 21st at the Event Factory in Warwick, Rhode Island. Join us to connect with B2B vendors, amazing networking opportunities, and guest speakers like Patricia Raskin, who will talk to you about podcasting for your business, leadership with Mary Sullivan, or customer retention with me, Erica Sicosio, and more. We have panelists, and we also have a very fun, amazing lunch and learn with Rhode Island comic Poppy Champlin. Tickets are on sale now. Visit our website at www.stellabusinessconcepts.com. See you there. Hey guys, Erica Sicosio here with Practical Biz Podcast, and we are here with another Beacon Communications Business Spotlight, and we are joined by Sue from the Travel Connection. But before we hop into Sue's business, I just wanted to share a few statistics with you. So 62% of Americans plan to spend more time traveling, and 90% of Americans have traveled in the last 30 days. So I feel like there has been a big shift over the last couple years, and people are really looking for experiences over collecting things. And so with restrictions being lifted, I feel like travel has come back in a major way. But you can share a little bit about that. So tell us a little bit, Sue, about the Travel Connection, your history, and how you guys got started.
Well, the Travel Connection was started in 1986 in Cranston, Rhode Island, and I bought the business in 2005. So I have been the owner for 17 years. And we recently relocated to Warwick on Post Road, 1265R Post Road, which is just down the street from Greg's Restaurant. And we love our new home there. But again, we've been in business a long time, even though people still ask, do people use travel agents? And I said, well, since we're still in business, I think so. And people, my feeling has always been women know how to clean their homes, but they hire housekeepers, and men know how to change the oil in their car, and they go and they have that done. So there's always going to be people who have extensive itineraries, or they need help, or we're there for them. I mean, the internet has certainly changed our business, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, but we're still here.
Yeah, I think too, the thing working with a travel agent is you probably know about not just special deals, but really the best places to pick. Because when you go online, you're just kind of rummaging through all right, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. But you might have more insight based on your experience, knowledge. People have, went to particular places, they loved it, didn't love it. So you might be able to give a little bit more insight, especially for somebody who hasn't traveled to that particular location or area previously.
I do think the most important thing is the connections we make with our business partners. In other words, in many times we know the hotel, we know the management, or we've met them. In most cases, we've traveled. Between myself and my agents in my office, we've traveled the world. So we do have lots of experience. I think the internet sometimes shows you the best of what they have put out, but we have practical knowledge. In many cases, we've been there, done it, and we can share our information with you. And if we haven't done it, we have clients who we can reach out and say, what was your experience there? Or how did you like it? I personally just got back from Antigua. I visited in 2 days, 10 resorts. So I have to tell you, I now know those resorts, or I've at least seen them and met the management, so I have that connection.
Yeah, that's great insight too, especially I've only traveled out of the country once, and it was the Bahamas, so I don't even know if that counts, because at that time, you didn't even need a passport. But I couldn't imagine going to another country and not having somebody here. If you get to a place and maybe the people don't speak your language, what do you do? So, having somebody back home who can help you kind of get all those kinks would seem like something that would be a no-brainer. who are you going to call it, Expedia?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Or even Costco. Who do you call at Costco?
Yeah.
I have to say, our theme or our feeling is we're here there before your trip, during your trip, and after your trip. And we give a lot of practical experience. We prepare you for your trip. We supply you with more information. We are, and our agency is a full service agency. So we can send, my personal saying is, I would love to send you away.
Yes, please send me away. Yeah. So tell us about some of the things that you offer. So I know it said cruises. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right now, cruising is coming back really, really strong. Pricing is very good. A lot of new ships coming on. But again, every ship has a flavor. What we do in our office is we truly try to qualify you, find out what it is that's going to make you happy, because maybe one cruise line will fit you where the others may not. So, one cruise line caters to a lot of children. You may want a cruise line with more adults on it. You might want more, more experiences. So again, the whole thing we do is qualify you and try and put you on the ship that will fit you the best.
Yeah. And talk to us a little bit about, so destination weddings are a big thing too.
They have been a huge thing, and we have done many, many over the years. I would say the last 12 years, we've done so many. I would say since pandemic, we had several canceled, and I'm sure they're coming back again in the next year or two. But again, it's usually a year or two planning, and the planning a year or two back hasn't been as strong, but we can see where it's going to be overwhelming. The price point is incredible compared to a wedding happening here in Rhode Island or locally.
Yeah. What should people know before they travel? How should they prepare? What should they do?
Well, if they're traveling internationally, they either need to get a passport, so they need to apply for a passport, check their current passport to make sure that it hasn't expired. I always recommend, if you're going overseas, to maybe apply for global entry, TSA pre-check. It makes your trip more memorable. Just find out more about your destination, what it is and again, when a client comes in, we try to qualify what is going to make your honeymoon or vacation special. What is it, what's your wish list? And then we try to match them with the correct list.
Okay. And what about travel insurance? What is that?
Oh, very important. Oh my goodness. We highly recommend it. I mean, it is, personally, I travel with it. I have 2 policies that I travel with. But again, I can't, we sit with clients and we encourage it very, very highly. In fact, many, many agents won't even work with a client who doesn't have insurance. But I have to say to you, I could tell you horror stories, and we don't want to start a vacation off telling you horror stories. Sure. But we strongly recommend travel insurance because we know it, we've heard it, and then when something happens and they don't have it, they don't understand why they're not covered.
Yeah. So talk to us really quick. Like, what does the customer journey look like when somebody's getting ready to travel? What does that look like, maybe?
Well, I don't know. I have a suitcase that every time I return, I wash all my clothes, put it back in it, so I'm ready to go again. But I would say they need to start thinking about where they're going.
Okay.
I strongly suggest them getting a tote bag or something and checking their passport immediately to make sure that it's not going to expire until 6 months after they return. I talk about, are they going to need anything in that destination, whether it's, I don't want to say medication, but whether they need to have shots for the destination. Okay. Again, I don't want to say every destination is different, but it was also months ago that they needed to have their COVID test. They had to fill out, And in many cases still, before they arrive in a country, they have to fill out immigration forms. So just kind of walking through airports, maybe arrival, situation. We usually, if they're doing packages, it includes their transfers. So we hand them the documents or we email them their documents depending on the client. And we go over everything with them. But again, we also have a customer service number that if they arrive in destination, there's a problem, they have us, they have the customer service number. So there's a number of ways to help them.
Yeah. So for me, being a business owner, I feel like traveling is important for many business owners. Here's a couple reasons why I think. Well, first of all, it's fun. So, there's that. But I also think it helps you develop, especially as you travel to different places. You can see what is going on in the landscape of your industry throughout not only the U.S., but outside of that as well. I think there's definitely very strong psychological factors that happen when you get under a palm tree in sun or get into an environment where you can relax. And I think it helps with creative juices for sure. Problem-solving abilities, connecting with other people. And I really do love networking, not only in Rhode Island, but outside of my state as well. So I think that is good, especially that we can now we can get out and do that. And I think real life education too, because there's some things that you just can't learn from a book or a session.
I totally understand. And I truly feel it's the memories. It's, no matter how old you get or whether you develop illness or whatever, the memories you've made will always be with you. We're finding more and more family groups instead of buying more stuff. They're actually thinking about making memories with their families, and travel is so educational. I used to take my children every year on a trip to make them more aware of what the world was like, to give them more perspective about where we live, because I think sometimes Rhode Island people have a negative feeling about Rhode Island, but you have to really travel. And then when you're flying into TF Green Airport, you're so happy to be home.
Yes,
and the same thing with, I was once on a flight home from Paris, and over there going through security, layer after layer after layer of security. And we were on the plane, and when the pilot announced, "Welcome to New York, we're approaching," the whole plane started clapping. They were so happy to come home. I just think it's so educational to travel, but it's even better to come home and realize what you have.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. So before we wrap it up, if you could look in the camera, give folks your contact information, how else they can find you and book their next trip.
Okay. My name is Sue Resendiz, and my office manager is Debbie Stubbs. We're located at 1265 R Post Road in Warwick, Rhode Island. My email is sue@travelconnectionri.com. The website is www.travelconnectionri.com. Please stop by. We would love to send you away.
Thank you for tuning in to Practical Biz Podcast. If you like this content, we ask that you hit that subscribe button, give us a like or a comment below. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye. Are you a business owner? Are ready to get your startup? Well, start it. Have a burning question you'd like us to answer? Want to know more about the services we offer? Or register for upcoming workshops and events? Looking to book a guest speaker? Or like to be a guest on the Practical Biz Podcast? Visit our website at stellabusinessconcepts.com.